are building the youth for the future, and that's why we are here. So on this note, I want to warmly celebrate you today and welcome each and every one of you to this very important day. Thank you very much, my president. Can now officially declare this very important day and celebration open. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So first off, I will be introducing our guest speaker, Ms. Zina Obasi. Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking the time.
You're welcome. Thank you, everyone. Something came into my mind as I was preparing towards this meeting. I'm going to read it out, just a sentence. No one can truly help others unless they first find themselves. No one can truly help others until or unless they truly find themselves. So that kind of will shape what I'm going to talk about today. Who are you? Who are you? That's basically what I want to talk about. Who are you? Before you can help, you need to know who you are. And when you grow up not knowing who you are, it affects your journey in life. It affects where you end up. Before you can truly help the nation, before you can truly be yourself, before you can truly fulfill the purpose that God has given you, you must find yourself. So I tell young people, find out who you are first. Who you are might be that you need to work with Theodora for 20 years before you branch out. Who you are might be that particular place you're working, you need to stay there while creating other things, while learning other things, while, gently and gradually gravitating towards the dream. Because if the dream is to do one big thing and you don't even have the finances, the knowledge, the education, the know-how, and you say, I'm going to pursue my dream, you quit your job just to go pursue your dream. You have no money to pursue the dream. You have no money to buy pencil if it is to draft something. You have no money to draw. You have no money to buy paint. You have no money to feed. You have no money to transport yourself. So you need to calm down. First of all, know who you are. Don't mind the dream if it's that big. If it is what God has laid in your heart and you have identified it, keep it. Now, the next thing is number 2, how do I go about it? That's where I say, go find out how to go about it. You don't have to quit what you're doing. You don't have to run away from your job and everything. You don't have to go discuss with people. If it entails training, go and sign up. So whatever you are doing, keep doing it. Don't let it suffer. So while you're working, doing your business, doing whatever, learn the ropes, learn the tricks, understand what your business requires, the one that you want to do, the one that has to do with your dream. Learn it, perfect it, so that by the time you say, I want to go, you're already made. And there is no right thinking boss that will not support you. So your friends might be doing stuff and you just see them today and all the way they are boom. And you are like, oh my God, I finished school with this guy. Don't measure yourself by anybody's success or whatever. You are you. That's why I say you need to find who you are. Because if you find who you are, you'll be content enough to follow your star. You'll be content enough to follow where God is leading you. You'll be content enough to not be swayed by every wind of doctrine. You will be content to stay on the course because you know who is leading you and you know where you are going. So while you're waiting for one thing, better yourself in other things. The one that is within your control, because a lot of people are unfulfilled. And unfulfillment always comes from people who are not fulfilling their purpose on earth.
Thank you. That was really amazing. And I think the biggest lesson for all of us as young people, well, that one really caught me, and I hope is the same for my sisters and brothers online, is that is that we should build ourselves so strong that we can have options, we can explore options. And this is particularly relevant to us because we're here going to be talking about how we can take action, but you can't take any action if you haven't built yourself. So I would like to begin with my sister president from Cameroon. So we wanted to start off, I wanted you to start this conversation by sharing with us, how do we go from, as we grow as a global family, how do we expand? What tools can we use to take advantage of these organizations and these partnerships and these connections? What strategies can you share with us?
All right, thank you. When we are talking about the International Youth Day, we look at how much percentage do we have as far as youth are involved worldwide. The world is trying to envision a place where all young people will have equal rights and will have the opportunity where they can actually achieve and attain their full potentials in order for us to advance sustainable development and peace. So how do we engage our youth globally in this world of ours? This is the question, and this is the reason why we are here. Our youth need to be engaged. How can we engage our youth? The youth need to begin to engage themselves first at home. As a youth, I want to ask you this question today. I'm throwing it back to you, our honorable youth and young people participating from around the world. As a youth, how do you manage crisis, rivalry amongst your siblings? How do you manage crisis and rivalry amongst your siblings at home? Because we have to begin from home before going out globally. Seek ways to look for mentors that are in your field. Mentors will help you to build your skill, to develop your skills. And this will help you to take action. You cannot just go out and say, I want to take action. Economic empowerment is one of the global ways we will use to carry out this youth engagement in this continent of ours, Africa, and the world at large. And finally, to increase the youth commitment, we must recognize their positive contributions as agents of change for global action. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That was super amazing. Thank you. Thank you. The next question will go to my sister president from Sierra Leone. Hello, Shadi. Nice to have you. She's joining us all the way from the United States. So I'm going to be asking you, and she'll be sharing with us, how can we maximize multicultural integration as a tool to achieve our effective global engagement? What do you think? You are someone who has lived that life, being able to experience both sides. Shadi, can you hear me?
So for multicultural integration as a tool, to be honest, this is something that is not new. But with first world countries such as America, I mean, I think multicultural integration was something that was forced with slavery. But now, in order for it to be used as a tool, really, it would provide a lot more opportunity. We all are brothers and sisters, no matter what country you're born in. If you have Black, or if you have a drop of Black skin or melanin, we are all the same. So really in that, being integrated with different cultures, that would push us forward, and also we would use that in order to broaden our mindset. A lot of times, just in what I've experienced being in Sierra Leone and other African countries, is a lot of times with cultural differences, we sometimes can be a little bit closed-minded. I think one of our mamas in one in many of our talks that we've had, really stress the point of a change in mindset. You know, we have to understand this is 2020. This is a world that no one has seen before. We have so many different opportunities and so many things that are changing that you really have to be open. Because a lot of the brothers and sisters that we have, we just need to be in the space where we can communicate that. We need to be more understanding and accepting. Not saying that it's going to be easy, because of course in different cultures, I mean, there are big and small differences, but in the integration, to be honest, it would push everything forward, it from education, architecture, tourism, herbalism, every aspect of what we do on a day-to-day. It definitely would be pushed forward when we come to the point of being integrated. As I'm here in America now, there are plenty of my friends and family that want to come to Africa, that want to come to different countries, especially Cameroon, Nigeria. Everyone is excited. So there are people who want to come home. And, you know, a lot of the opportunities when it comes to the education that we have, any type of Western education, we want to bring it home in order to push ourselves forward, in order to push our nation forward, and in order to make everything better for the babies. So, you know, multicultural integration is definitely something that we need. It's definitely something that currently is existing, and especially just with a lot of the youth begging, running away from Western societies, wanting to come back to Africa. A lot of times it's just, you know, making sure the opportunities are there, and also outside of the opportunities, having people who are in the countries not feel as though, okay, well, they're here to take my place. It's definitely not like that. We don't come looking to take any type of opportunities from anyone. We just want to better advance ourselves. We want to better advance the country. We want to better advance the nation and make things better than what they are now.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So it's very important for us to gather up our strength and know that we're building for the next generation. Okay, will be our sister leader from Cameroon, Douala coordinator, Miss Christina, and she's going to be sharing with us about a few characters that a youth leader must possess, because we can't do all of these things by being like everybody else. And so she'll be sharing with us what characters must a youth leader possess if we must be able to achieve impact and relevance as we do the humanitarian work that we desire. She has done an amazing job in her community as a leader, and so she will be sharing this with us. Hello, Sister Leader Christina.
Greetings to all of you, and greetings to you young leaders, youths, and wishing you all a happy feast. Most importantly, leadership is about inspiring people to do things they never thought they could do. It is all about taking charge and being responsible for a group of people or an organization. And good leadership consists of showing average people how to do work of superior people. Becoming a good youth leader, there are certain character traits that one must present with to be looked up to be able to influence and carry others along. To begin with, we can't talk about leadership when people are not accountable. Accountability is one of the core principles of leadership. Leaders should reliably deliver on their commitments, showing others they can be trusted to do what they say they will do. Meaning that if you take up an engagement, you should know that If you pick up an assignment, you should know that you will deliver. And you will deliver and make sure that you are accountable. You give a detailed account to those you're answerable to, or to those you're leading, you're carrying forward. Characteristics exist. People will not follow someone unless they have established trust with them. Inspire followers. Bring people together and contribute positively in their communities. And why not the world at large? There are so many other important character traits like courage, passion, decisiveness, recognition. There are so many of them. But I will want to stop on these because I think those I have presented are quite vital and heavy. Thank you for listening, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to share.
Thank you so much. We may be average people, but we must rise up to the task of superior people, and we must be very clear at all times. Thank you so much, Sister Leader Christina, for sharing that amazing perspective with us. Now, Ms. Linda will be sharing with us what social tools can we use to go out there and do this thing. Your question is, what tools and what skills do you think we can use as young people and young leaders? What quick tools and skills do you think we can take advantage of to be able to put out our messages out there so that we can create the change that we want?
Well, I want us to note, I'm going to start my speech by saying that we are referred as the digital leaders. The digital leaders. The tools that we have today as a 21st century youth, our leaders did not have those tools when they were growing up. So I feel like we have a lot of tools that we can use to put our voices out there in Nigeria and in the world at large. The question is, are youths ready? Are we ready for our voices to be heard? Yes, we want to be leaders. We want our voices to be heard. But what are we doing? You go on social media, which is the most powerful tool that we can leverage on for our voices to be heard. But what you see youths posting, the kind of things that they do there, I usually ask myself, are these people ready? I want to say this, please. What we post on our social media matters a lot. Yes, we want our voices to be heard, but what way are we channeling our messages, our content, the kind of things that we post on internet so our voices can be used? I can tell you that the internet can take you far, can take you to countries that you can't even get the visa, but your phone and your data can take you there just by writing a beautiful article, posting it out there, tagging people, and if it makes so much sense, it will be going all over the world and people will want to meet you. But you find that our youth are not dogged. They are not dogged, and that is why we have an organization like ours, which is the African Women in Leadership Organization, and the Youth Council. That is why we are here to change the narrative that is currently happening in the world today. And remember, the future of Africa is in our hands, and we are the digital leaders. Thank you.
Not to abuse the platforms that we have and how we must be deliberate. And this just brings to mind how we must make sure we activate our conversations and our messages on our social media platforms, both as chapters, as countries, and as a global community. We must take this seriously afterwards and make sure that every work that we do, we put it out there. And together as a family, let's support each other, support each other's voice. Together our voices are stronger and we can put out there, like we always say, we are Awlo and we are greater together. And of course, one really significant thing she highlighted while sharing with us is the need for us to protect and preserve our future. And how do we do that? Is by protecting the image of ourselves that we're selling to the world. So we don't just put out things about ourselves and think, oh well, but right now I'm 21, oh I'm 28, nobody's looking at me. We must protect the future that we're trying to create for ourselves and for our continent. So thank you so much, Linda. We'll be taking a few questions. The question says, young people have so many ideas. How do we manage the multiplicity?
Okay. Yes, young people have so many ideas. My ideas, sometimes I wake up in the morning, I'm doing this, another one is coming up. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't need these ideas. Let me do this one. But I said to myself that there is one thing that I'm very, very good at. And I decided to focus on that one thing. So no matter the ideas that you have, write them down in a book. Have your idea book. Have your idea book. As the idea is coming in, write it down. After I read a book, The Power of Focus, the author said, have a book. Call it your idea book. Because you might be sleeping. You have an idea that will just pop up. Don't store it in your mind. Get your idea book and write it. At the end of the day, look at all the ideas that you have written down. There is one of it that you are very, very passionate about. Then you can focus on that one. Make sure you develop yourself very well in that area and move with that one. While you have finished with that one, you know that that idea is moving. Okay, for you, is doing very well. You can now focus on another one. The problem with young people is that you have too many ideas. We have too many ideas, and we want to do it all at once. We want to do it all at once, but it's not, because sometimes some of the ideas you need money to fund them, while some maybe you can leverage on your social capital. So you have to have your idea book, write your idea, but stay focused on that one that you're very, very passionate and very good at, and work with it. Work with it, build it to an extent that you know it can move on its own. Then you can focus on the other one. Don't be a jack of all trades and master of none. Okay, I used to be like that, but I decided to drop all of those ideas in my book. Some of them are futuristic, okay? Some of them need high funding. But I say, okay, let me focus on these other ones I'm doing that is working for me now. Then in the future, okay, I can now go up it. So have your idea book, write it down, and focus on the one that will pay you more. That's what I would say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Someone asked the question, how do I find opportunities that can help me progress in life, and how can I network? I think that our president from Cameroon spoke a lot about that. She shared that we must begin from where we are, our families, our immediate localities, and the places around us first off, because sometimes we're looking for opportunities too far. She has also said to us we should use our Google very well, and of course, just by connecting to a healthy association of people. So of course the Awlo Youth Council is one, and there's a chapter close to you. You can follow our Awlo Youth page on Facebook. I'm going to put it up now on the chat. Awlo Youth Council Global page on Facebook, so that you can have information on updates on some of the sessions that we have, the classes that we have, and how you can leverage on the network of Awlo and other organizations. When you join the family of Awlo Youth Council, you will meet other sister leaders and brother leaders, he for she champions as well, who will now be a good source of positive alliance for you. I hope that answers that. Somebody else, we already have our guest speaker in the house. I think I saw her when she joined earlier, Mrs. Morin, and she's someone that we respect a lot in the Awlo Youth Council.
It's International Youth Day, and I'm really, really excited. But first and foremost, I want to tell all the youth presidents, the youth council coordinators, every one of you that has been phenomenal, delivering on your roles, inspiring youth of African descent, clicking and plugging into the vision of the AWLO. I want to celebrate you today. I want to let you know that your voices, your potentials, proven potentials, your actions, your projects, your programs, all your advocacies, every single thing that you're doing in your region is highly appreciated. And I celebrate you because when I look at the energy, when I look at the concentration, when I look at the dedication that has defined the work that all the youth councils has been doing since we set up and established this youth council.
I'd just like to invite our mommy Better as well. I see she's in. She can share some wisdom with us. 2 minutes, something we can run with as we're trying to go from just youth who talk to youth who actually implement.
We're with you. We'll walk with you. And we'll always be with you.
Thank you.
Hello, youth. I believe these are youth from all over the country, all over the continent.
Yes,
so I want to
ma'am.
appreciate you all today, and I want to thank you all for all you're doing, all your endeavors, especially being in the leadership arena. Like I tell people, we all are what? We are all leadership beings, but you have to develop it from day one. So I'm excited that you all have chosen this path to be on the leadership table, because there's a popular saying that says, if you're not on the table, you'll be in the menu. It's excellent that you all have chose to be on the table and not in the menu. So keep doing what you're doing. Remember, above everything you do, you must show up. Because only when you show up that you'll be able to learn and be mentored by other people. So congratulations for what you're doing. And once again, you all have us as your resource. Feel free to reach out. Feel free to use the resources you have. And I want to say congratulations also to Dr. Elijah for making this happen. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
I am very excited. Kudos to Awlo youth. You guys are phenomenal. You are, excuse my French, you are the badass of our generation. Keep pushing. Keep flying your flag high. In life, always leave room to grow. And as you grow, pull somebody along with you. And that's the pace that you guys have set. You have dared us. You have challenged us. Today, yes, you're celebrating, but remember, what is your purpose in life? Why are you on earth? I believe in each one teach one, each one love one, each one support one. That's the only way we can do it. When you look at your fellow youth, don't be jealous of who they are or what they're doing. Why? Because they're on their own lane. You are on your own lane, on your own timeline. So focus on that and pay attention. If you admire them so much, get close and try to learn. Try to learn so you can better yourself. That way you can make and create an impact in life. So those are just a few words I'll have to say. Congratulations and enjoy yourself.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I'm really delighted to join you at this time. It's so good to see all the faces that I'm seeing on my screen, and I am so happy about the future that I can even feel. The verve, the gusto, the power in being a youth is palpable right here. So thank you again, Theodora Ayeni, for the work that you are doing. You are exceptional at it. I love everyone that is here. Okay, so I take 1 minute to say what I want to say. But Mommy Beta said something. She said, "Show up." And then Mommy Khadijatu said another thing. She said, "What's your purpose?" So I'll quickly just tell you how to show up and how to deliver on your purpose in 1 minute. Think about the first letters, A, B, C. Your appearance, your behavior, and your communication. Then your D would be your delivery. How do you appear? If you have an impressive personality, even though it makes for just 7% of who you are, it is what people see first of you. So please, before you leave your house, before you show up, try to look at yourself and always take a second look at yourself. B, how do you do the things that you do? How do you behave at home and away?
Now, that will mean your image and your identity. Your image being what you want people to see and know of you. Your identity, your values, who you really are. Those would be the two things that you have to consider when you're doing whatever you're doing per time. See, your communication. You will have to do that in different forms. People would like to check you out on your social media handles. Be careful what you post. Then the words that you use, and then the tonality, how you say the things that you say, how you communicate your values, your identity, and your image to people. These are the things that matter the most about you at any point in time. Now you have a purpose. How do you discover the purpose? First, because you must know it. Then you have to build yourself to be able to build anything else. You need to build yourself. So you have 5 physical senses and you have 6 other senses that are not physical. You would want to say they are spiritual senses or universal senses. You have to discover these 11 senses and be able to articulate your purpose based on these senses. Then you will have a perfect delivery after you have come through your A, B, and C. So for this afternoon, I'm going to remain here and laugh and smile and enjoy my time. So far, I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. I'm looking forward with excitement to what more I'm going to be learning with you. With so much love in my heart, I want to wish you a very good conference, and please have yourself in mind. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. It's such an honor and a privilege to be here. I said I have to come here today and speak to you on the International Day of the Youth across the world, because I believe that God has blessed us and put us in a position to inspire and to mentor. So we must always, use that to our advantage by lifting others up, to rise to the position that we are today. So I just want to inspire all of you that whatever you put your mind to, you can achieve. Your age is not a limit at all. As I said, I'm 28 and I've interviewed most of the governors, the president, the ministers and senators in this country, whoever, it is, because I also know my onions. I don't go there and argue or interview from a place of emotion, but a place of logic and preparedness. Whenever you go to an interview, you have to make sure that you're fully prepared with all your, details and your facts put together. So whatever career path you want to be in, it's not going to be enough for you to give youth a chance. You have to know that business better than the 50, 60, 70-year-olds that have been in that business decades longer than you have. So as long as you're prepared, as long as you're resilient, as long as you're prayerful, and as long as you are not willing to take no for an answer, you will succeed in whatever you put your mind to.
Youth must engage at school and educational levels for global action. As Nelson Mandela has said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. As such, the Awlo youth, as members of the African and global community, must begin a process of orientation and attuning themselves to the reality of the strength inherent in real quality education. This is the most variable vehicle by which any youth, and indeed anyone, can propel themselves to greater heights. With education, the family, the community, the work cannot go wrong.
All right, let me take over from here. Yes. Thank you, my super founder. Thank you for always being a man of his word, for a man of integrity, a man of impact. God bless you for us. And firstly, before I start, I want to acknowledge our leaders around the world. My Cameroon president, okay, Peckham, I done for you. You're looking beautiful. This morning you spoke very well. Thank you for being a super leader. God bless you. And my presidente, Atidora, I love you so much. You've been a great inspiration. Even though some of us in Nigeria, we are always stubborn, but you see, like, yeah, my children, I'm gonna pamper them, man. I love you for that. You, mwah, we love you. Lily, Alinda, my Port coordinator.
Hi.
You are so awesome, girl. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Port should be proud of you. Port should be proud to have a super leader like you. Keep it up, girl. You're going places. And to all our leaders, we have some. I'm seeing some faces here from our women's chapter. Okay, my vice president, hey man, Mrs. Tonya, God bless you for joining us. Oh, you are so lovable. DJ, our next song wants to dance. My super founder, Dr. Elisha, needs to start the dance floor. So, DJ, bring it on. Let's see who's gonna win. Next round. Better win now. He's a man, you are a woman. So women always win. Oh yeah, Ginger, let's do it.
I can't wait to see you. You are the girl that I've been waiting for. Do you know how much I really need you? Alright, she gets to see the room. Okay, this next one, big up to you, come on. Alright. That's why my heart is beating now you. Cause I always so I am very I stand for you, wanna be like you. Okay. Baby, now you are gonna be my alright. But baby, no. See, I may not give the word to you, but I'll give you what I have. Yes, you. Oh, baby, you are my lucky right now. You tell my boy, look up. You don't say everything in my heart, so it's a permanent place for you. That's why my heart is ready to If you point God to my head, say make I deny you. I go tell them say I don't be like I spend all of my money on you. Get a couple million on you. You know you say don't do. Special type of feeling that I feel when I'm with you. All the money anytime when I do. I want your heart and soul like your own body. I'm beginning to begin the budget.